I get it, you're staring at a list of reverse osmosis units and wondering if any of them will actually make a difference in your kitchen without turning your budget into a black hole. You don't want to spend a few $100s on a system that ends up collecting dust, or worse, a unit that leaves you with a constant drip of wastewater you can't afford. And you're also thinking about the hassle of installation, the space it will take under the sink, and whether the alkaline mineral claim is just marketing fluff. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Waterdrop X12 WAB is positioned as an all-in-one upgrade for the typical undersink setup. It promises 1,200 gallons per day, GPD of filtered water, an 11-stage filtration train, and a built-in alkaline remineralizer that supposedly bumps the pH up to a healthier range. Those numbers look impressive on paper, but let's break down what they mean for a real household. First, the flow rate. A 1,200 GPD rating translates to roughly 0.8 gallons per minute at peak pressure. In practice, that's enough to fill a large pitcher in under a minute, which is a noticeable improvement over older 300 GPD models that leave you waiting for a glass of water. If you've got kids who demand cold water after school, or you run a small home office that relies on a constant supply of filtered water for coffee, that extra capacity can actually smooth out those busy moments. The 11-stage filtration is where the system starts to differentiate itself. The first few stages are standard: a sediment filter to catch rust and sand, followed by an activated carbon block that reduces chlorine taste and odor. The core reverse osmosis membrane then strips out the bulk of dissolved solids, lead, fluoride, arsenic, you name it. What many people overlook is the post-RO mineral stage that adds calcium and magnesium back into the water, nudging the pH up into the alkaline range. For folks who are watching their mineral intake or who simply prefer the smoother feel of slightly alkaline water, that step eliminates the need for a separate countertop remineralizer. One of the practical strengths that often gets lost in spec sheets is the digital faucet. The X12 WAB comes with a smart faucet that displays temperature, flow mode, and even a quick filter change reminder. I've seen people fumble with separate levers or forget to swap out the F1A replacement filter until the taste changes. Having a visual cue on the faucet itself cuts down on that guesswork and keeps the system humming along without a surprise dip in performance. Now onto the EcoWise claim. Like most RO units, this system does waste water roughly a 2-to-1 ratio of waste to product water. That means for every gallon you pour into your glass, about 2 gallons go down the drain. For a family that drinks 3 to 4 gallons a day, you're looking at an extra 6 to 8 gallons of waste each day. The Waterdrop brand advertises a more efficient pump compared to older models, but the physics of reverse osmosis still require that purge. If you live in an area with high water rates or you're environmentally conscious, that trade-off is something to weigh. Installation is another hidden cost. The unit itself measures about 15 inches tall and 6 inches wide, and you'll need a dedicated 3/8-inch water line for the inlet, plus a drain line for the waste. The included mounting kit is fairly comprehensive, but the process still involves cutting into your existing plumbing and possibly adding a storage tank if you want a steady supply during high usage periods. If you're handy with a wrench and have a little time, you can probably get it done over a weekend. Otherwise, budgeting for a professional plumber adds another $100 to $150 to the total cost. Who should consider the Waterdrop X12 WAB? If you have a medium to large family, run a home office that relies on filtered water, or you're a health-conscious buyer who values mineral-rich alkaline water, this system checks a lot of boxes. The high flow rate reduces waiting time, the built-in remineralizer saves you from buying a separate countertop filter, and the digital faucet helps you keep up with maintenance without guessing. It also shines for homeowners who have the undersink space to accommodate a tank and who aren't averse to the modest water waste that comes with RO technology. On the flip side, if you're renting, live in a studio apartment, or your daily water consumption is under a gallon, the bulk and waste factor may feel like overkill. The upfront cost, plus potential installation fees, can be harder to justify when you only need a few glasses of filtered water a day. Also, if you're extremely sensitive to any increase in pH, the alkaline stage could be a concern, though the manufacturer notes that the F1A replacement filter may cause a slight rise in pH. It's still within typical drinking water guidelines. A practical weakness worth mentioning is the reliance on a separate storage tank to maintain consistent pressure. Without a tank, the flow can dip noticeably when the pressure drops. which defeats the fast filtration promise. Some competitors offer tankless models that